In this video, I want to show you just how easy you can take a single piece of content, especially a long form piece of content, and be able to break it down and rewrite it in ways that will give you dozens of other pieces of content for all different mediums and platforms. So for starters, this is an email that was written to my list. And as you can see, it's pretty simple and basic, straightforward. It's not very long in this case. It's just this single page. But you can see that I have 4 talking points in this email. So I have 4 of my favorite ways to generate more income in your business as a service provider. And I list out the 4 things. So essentially what I'm going to show you here is how I take this little list here of 4 simple things and how I create multiple pieces of content for almost every single platform you can think of. Now, for the sake of this training, I've sped up a couple things in terms of the pieces of content that I've created and things that I've done in the past with this specific email so that you're not sitting here watching me do this all in real time. So for instance, this is our email. So I've taken this exact email and essentially just this section here that talks about the 4 talking points, and I've broken this down into 12 pieces of content. Just that list. This took me maybe 10 minutes to do. And here we go. The fastest way for service providers to increase revenue simply by raising the rates. You could do a single sentence for each one of those. That could be 4 right there. This may sound simple, but increasing your rates for client work is going to be the fastest way to earn you more income. Great. I've taken those exact same 4 points and made them shorter and in a different format. If you're starting to resent your clients, it could be you're not charging high enough. So again, raise your rates. I've also taken it and made it into a way for me to put out an offer. So this is a masterclass that I'm running, which is showing you how to build and create your own products and services, which is bullet point number 4. And so you can see how we just take little pieces from this to be able to expand on it or to rewrite it in ways that make sense. So again, here, this is a single ads audit I did for a client that earned me $4,000. It took me less than 10 hours. And now I can offer that for $4,000 and only takes me 5 hours because I have a template. So again, we're taking the points that are listed here and just altering them into different ways. Now again, I've only done 12 here just to show you how easy this can be to take the same talking points and just write them in different ways. But ultimately you could rewrite this entire thing, 20, 30 times, depending on what pieces of information and what value you want to share. So right alone there, just by writing that, you could create 30 plus pieces of content. For this, we're just going to take a couple of these, and I'm going to show you in terms of the bullet points, you could create a carousel. So this is just a series of carousels I've created over time, but this is the carousel right here. If you want to make more money without more clients, you can increase your rates, offer more services, create one-time offers, build a product suite, and then if you need more help. So again, any kind of bullet point form like this, you can simply create a carousel for this. This can then be shared on Instagram. It could be shared on Facebook. And you could, you could put it anywhere that has an image, but ultimately Facebook and Instagram would be the only ones for this. The next thing you could do is create reels. So again, in this sense, I only created 2 reels from this email. But again, as I said, the writings that you had, you could create 30 plus reels from it if you wanted to. So in this case, 4 ways to generate more income as a service provider. I'm listing out exactly those bullet points that we were discussing here into a reel. I've also taken it in this case, and all I've done here is the one thing you need to do to scale your business. And then in the caption for this particular one is simply one of these offers that I've added into there. So again, multiple different ways that you can take that same information and create a reel. And in this case, you can see they're basic reels. So this is just a B-roll content, and this is just a graphic I created in Canva. So really not difficult to do. Now, this is where you can have a lot of fun with this and be able to schedule out a shit ton of content with this single thing, is using a scheduler like Metricool. I love Metricool because once content has been created within the platform itself, you then have the ability in your analytics to reuse the content. So for instance, when it comes to Reels, here we go. I can take all of the Reels that I've posted through this platform and I can reuse it. So you can see here it says that you're reused. This is also a very fast way for you to be able to create more content and reuse and repurpose your content. Simply taking one and being able to put it out again. As long as it's scheduled in the platform natively, you will be able to just simply hit the reuse button and reschedule it out just like that. Nice and simple. All right, so let's go back to our content. I'm just going to take a blank calendar here so we have a fresh slate to look at. So for instance, I could take this exact email and I could post it just as is. I don't need a graphic if I'm putting it onto Facebook. Doesn't need anything more. Straight like that, I could create it. I could take the single one and I could post it to both Facebook and to Threads. I could take that reel. And I could add one of the bullet points so that the one thing you need to do to scale your business is you're not charging higher enough prices, so charge higher enough prices. So again, multiple ways. You could also, because this one is very open-ended, you could redo this exact same reel 4 times over by pulling each one of those out. Okay, so again, multiple different ways that you can do that. You could take one and you could create a story. So let's just grab just a random image. So you could take this and do a story. Now, unfortunately with stories, if you want to have it on the image itself, you have to manipulate it in Canva or whatnot. But what I like to do sometimes with stories is if I'm working within the platform like this, is I add the information to the caption here, but I turn off the auto publish. That way I'm notified on my phone that this is ready to go. And then all I need to do is open it up. It automatically copy pastes everything into my phone. So the image is into my photos, and I've automatically copied this caption. So then all I need to do is open this image into Stories and then add that caption directly into the image natively. So great way to use Stories if that's something you'd like to do with that. And then again, like we can take out these simple ones. I could send this in a reel. So again, I could have a B-roll reel. I could take this exact same word and do a speaking reel on this one. Again, we could take and make it a post. So again, I could take that same image if I really wanted to, and I could just have a single one like that. Threads is one of my favorite, and Threads you could do a whole bunch of directly in. There's a thread. And Threads has a 500 word count. So that's the only thing you want to keep in mind here is the ability to watch those. But the great thing about Metricool like this is you can break it down. So if I wanted to do this whole thing, in fact, let's say I wanted to do the whole email into Threads, I would post it in. And you can see it's telling me 2,000, but this lovely thing here allows me to split it up. So let's say I want to split it up here. And then I want to split here. And then I could do each of these one by one. So I could do this. And 2. And 3. And the 4. Oh, I think I missed one. Yeah, I missed one there. Anyway, you get the idea. So then I have a complete thread of 5 posts ready to go. Simple as that. Now I'm likely got one. Yeah, the first one here is got too much. So I'll break that down so we have a little bit. So you get the idea. So you could easily make this into a series thread and have that scheduled out as well. You could also take the information and just create a simple graphic. So in this case, you could just have a single writing one on here. You could redo it in a carousel in a completely different way. And the sky's really the limit when it comes to this. So this is just, again, very, very basic way to show you how to take one piece of content and be able to reuse it multiple ways. And keep in mind, you have reels here. Where's our reel here? Yeah. You could send this to TikTok at the same time. You could also send it to Instagram, YouTube Shorts. So one reel is actually 3 for these platforms. It's also, you could share it to your Facebook if you don't have it automatic in Instagram. So one video is 4 different placements right there. So 4 different pieces of content. And of course, all of this information could also then be shared on your personal Facebook page if you use that as well. So this is just, again, a really quick and dirty on how to take one big piece of content like this, cornerstone content, and break that down into smaller pieces so that you have different ways of saying the same thing that you said in this email and be able to have multiple avenues of content going forward. I hope this helps. Drop a comment below if this was helpful for you, if you have gotten some big ahas in terms of how you can now go and create your content.